Hi there, welcome my dear students. In this lecture, I'm going to teach you how you can create a responsive login page. Basically, we are going to clone the Twitter login page and we are going to make this in the Bootstrap by using the Bootstrap. So what you can do, you can type Twitter login and you can open up the first link, or you can click on the login and you will come up here. So we are going to create a clone of this one. So what I'm gonna do, I have a folder here. So what I'm gonna do, I will open up this in the VS Code. Here I'm gonna say I need index.html. So if it's a login page, you can do the login.html as well. It's up to you. So I'm gonna say index.html. After that, I need uh, I need a file here with the name of app.css. Normally I put that in a folder like with the name of assets, and inside that we have the CSS and images. And today we don't have too many images here. We are going to use the SVG icons. So I'm going to create app.css. So let me split up this like here. And for the index.html, what I'm gonna do, I'm come up here on the Bootstrap. I will go onto the docs, and inside the docs, can you see that we have a boilerplate here, and we have it saying include Bootstrap CSS and JS. Let me see here. This one is the simple boilerplate, but we want the boilerplate with the CSS and the JS of the Bootstrap. We are gonna copy that. So I will come up back. I will come back here in my VS Code. I will paste that here, and we have the Bootstrap demo. We are gonna say that this is our Twitter login form. I will save that. I will go back here. There are two things, like I can run my live server, or I can open up in the browser, so we can see whatever we want to do. We can manually reload our page so we can see the changes as well. So let's go back. Let's go back into the code, and instead of h1, we don't need any kind of h1. So I will come up here in the body, and I will say in the body, this is going to be bg color, and that is going to be 242D34. This is the background color for our body that we are going to use. Let me refresh that. I can't see that right now. Let me check if it's there now. Oh, we didn't link the CSS file. That's why we can't see that. So what we can do, we will come up here. After the bootstrap, we are going to link our CSS file. We are going to say app.css. I'm going to save that and let me reload. Can you see? We have the body color here now. So we will do the CSS later. Let's write up the main boilerplate, the main structure of our markup. So I'm gonna say section, and after that I'm gonna give a class name with the name of Twitter, and after that I'm gonna give a one more class name that is gonna be bg color. And let's see we got which class we are gonna use. So I'm giving the class name right now, and maybe we are gonna remove some classes. So after that, there is a bootstrap class with the name of container, and oops, dart. These are the some tricks of the VS Code. Like you can type like dot is for the class, and after that you will type your class name, and by default it's gonna create a div. If you want to change your tag name, like you don't want to the this to be div, what you can do, you can type section h1 or anything. So inside the container, we are gonna say we need a row, and after that there are few more classes that we need to type, like justify content center and align item center. But I'm not gonna show you right there right now that one. I will show you that once we have a boilerplate, the main markup. So dot row, and inside that we need some column call md, and we are gonna use call md12, and after that we need call hyphen lg and hyphen 12. This is what we are gonna use right now. Again, I missed the dart on the start, and tab. Can you see we have the div, and inside that we have two classes. So where from these are coming? If you are new to Bootstrap, then I'm gonna let you know like where from these are coming. So you have to come up here and you can type grid. So can you see you have the columns here, and if I come down, let me see, these are only the columns. Okay, so These are the columns, grids, and you have to go into the columns. Here you will find out the classes. Let me scroll down. So can you see we have call for this is auto, this is gonna auto adjust all of your like screen sizes on your screen sizes, and these are the visuals as well for this, like how this is gonna look like. And from here, can you see we have call line, and after that we have call sm, this is for small, and after that we have medium, call md4, and can you see this is the md4, and right now we are using the call md12 and call lg12. So we are using two classes there, like we want to make that responsive like when it's going into a small devices. That's why we are using the call md and call lg there. So let me go back into the grid. I want to show you something in the grid. One second, sorry, that is the breakpoints. So inside the breakpoints, can you see it's extra small, it's less than 576 small. There is a class name with the sm, there is a class name for the medium that is greater than 768, then lg is greater than 992. After that we have the extra large devices greater than 1200, and after that we have extra large devices that is called double xl 1400 something, 1400 pixels, right? So that's how your grids are created, like your grid classes are created, like call is your column, and in each screen there are 12 columns. We call that 12 grids as well. So let's get back into our code. So we are using that columns. So you will do practice and read the documentation of the grid and the columns and the breakpoints as well, and you will get familiar with it. I will hit enter, and I will say here I'm going to use a card of the bootstrap, that is a bootstrap class, and after that there is a class in the bootstrap that is called bg black. Like I'm gonna say my card colors need to be bg black, and after that there is one more thing I need. On the card there is a by default border, so I'm gonna say I don't need any kind of border, and after that I need some space padding, that is I'm gonna say p-2. I will do tab, and here you go. So before moving on to this, let me go on to the bootstrap and let me show you the card. If I type card here, if I hit enter, can you see these are the by default card, this one? So you have card. Can you see there is a border coming here? To remove this border, there is a bootstrap class called border 0. You can type the border here and you can go there. I will go there. Let me move on down. So after that you have the card, you have the card body. This is the card body, the exact thing. And after that you have the card title. This is the card title. And after that there is card subtitle. This is this one. And after that there is a space coming. Can you see this MB2? This is putting the space here. And after that you have the card text. Here is your card text, and after that there are card links. These are the two card links. So in the card link there are like by default CSS stored. So what you can do, you can inspect and you can see the results. I'm gonna save this and I will come back here onto the on our form. Right now, can you see it's black showing? If I do inspect, and let me give you an overview. So this video is also for those who don't know about the bootstrap. If you know the bootstrap, you can skip a little bit from here and you can move on to the next step. So this is for those as well, like who don't know the bootstrap. I'm gonna explain you the bootstrap as well. So bg black, if I remove that, can you see it's white by default? Background color of the border of the card is white. So you can type here background. Can you see this is the background color that's applying on our card? So these are the variables they are using in the bootstrap. It's based bootstrap is based on sass, and let me refresh, it's there. Can you see border 0? I have a border. I'm removing that. I can't see because it's matching with our background. So, and here is our padding that we have gave. Let's get back onto the HTML. Okay, now here, what I have to do, I need a class name with the name of logo, and inside that I need to say text center, and after that I'm gonna say MB4, and I will hit tab. So this is MB4 is for the margin bottom, and that is going to be 4. And how you can calculate this, you can go into utilities. There are utilities inside that, and margin and paddings. So let me go into the utilities. One second. Spacing utility, sorry. So can you see M for the margin, P for the padding, and after that we have T for the top, B for bottom, and so on. And after that we have these values. So we are using M, and after that we are using B margin bottom, and after that we have 4. Can you see this one, B margin bottom or padding bottom? So we are using 4 right now. It's margin bottom, that is going to be 1.5 frame. So I will come back here. I will save that and let me hit enter. Okay, now the next thing is we need to put our logo here so we can see that logo here. So can you see this one logo? We need that here. So what I can do, I can right click on it and I will inspect that. So this is the SVG code. I will simply do Control C to copy that, or you can right click and you can copy the element. So I have copied that and I will come back here and I will paste that here. So it's pasted. If I go back here and if I reload, my logo is here, but right now it's very big. I can't see that. So we will fix that later on. Let's move on. Okay, before moving on, let's fix our this code, whatever we have write down here. Okay, first of all, right now our card size is too big. Can you see this card size is small and this one is too big? So we will come up here and we will say card, and inside card we are gonna say width is going to be 600 pixels by default, and when it's going into the responsiveness, we are going to say max width is going to be 100%, and after that we are going to say margin is going to be auto, so this will stay in the center. So I will save that and I will come up here and I will refresh. Can you see my size has been reduced? So I have did this on the card. Can you see this one? Okay, the next thing that we have to do, we need to target our SVG, this one. So we are gonna say SVG, that is going to be, we are gonna say max height, it's going to be 36 px, and after that we need to mention the color for this for the SVG as well. So first let me save that, and if I go back here and if I refresh, can you see its size is small? And let me come up here. This is our logo right now. If I disable this max width, can you see it's too much bigger now? Let me do that and let me enable that. So now what I have to do, I need to mention a color like for the SVG, and that is going to be RGB, and inside the RGB I'm gonna say 231, and after that we need 233 and 234, and right now it's not gonna implement, so I'm gonna say fill. I'm gonna use a fill property, not the filter. Fill, and after that I'm gonna say current color. So what does that mean? We gave the color but our SVG was not picking, so we say fill the color with this color, like we are saying whatever the color we have defined in our code, pick up that color. So I'm gonna copy that from here, and sometime like you can directly give the color to the SVG, and sometimes it's not implemented, so there are multiple ways to do one thing in the CSS. So I will come back here and I will paste that here. Let me configure that with the prettier or with the beautifier. Let me do that. Okay, so I'm not running my live server, so I need to do that again and again. So sometimes VS Code act like weird, so I will refresh that. Can you see code CSS has been implemented? The next thing that we have to do right now, our div is not in the center, so that's where we are gonna do work on this row. I will come back here, and in the row here I'm gonna say my text needs to be justify. Right now it's not giving me the classes because I didn't downloaded the bootstrap files into my system. I just linked the bootstrap CDN here, so that's why it's not giving me the sessions. So I will say justify hyphen content, and I will say center, and after that I need to align this align items into the center, and I will hit and I will save that, and let's go back and refresh. It's still there, but we have justify content center, but align item we missed something. This one, align item center. Let me check align item center. So there is one more thing we are missing here. That is, there is a class with the bootstrap that is VH100. So can you see it's in the middle. So we gave that the height is 100 VH and viewport height. And after that, we did the justify content. Can you see this one? Align item center. So if we need to, like, if we want to make sure this works, we need to apply both of these. Like the justify content center is to like push this into the center. So now this is going to center that vertically, and this is going to center that there is right part center and the sorry, right center and the left one. So now I'm gonna back here, and here I'm gonna type my CSS name, that is going to be V100. I will save that. Let me make this one a little smaller. Okay, this looks much fine. I just do Control 0, and this is my actual size of my editor. This is what my default font size in my VS Code. Now I will hit enter, and I'm gonna say this is going to be dot card, and this is going to be the card body, and after that I'm gonna say MB4, and this is we are putting the margins, and after that inside that we need to say card hyphen title, and inside the title we are gonna say H2. Inside H2 we are gonna write our text, so we are gonna say sign into X. So let me check what else we have to do. We have this, and we need to give one class here, that is going to be class, and we are gonna say MB4. Okay, let me save that, and let's go on to the browser, and let's check and sign into X. Okay, we have write that perfectly. So here we have the sign X, and why VH100 is not working? It's working. Oh, align item center. It's not. Still, we didn't fix that. And this is going to be align item center. So let me refresh. It's here. So we need to change this color as well. So before changing the color, this is our card title. And after that, what we are gonna do, we are gonna create our buttons now. So these buttons are button, and we are gonna say class btn dot, after that btn hyphen light, and the next one is going to be, we are gonna put some space as well, MB4, and again I have done the mistake with the spellings, and I will hit enter. So inside the button I will hit enter, and inside the button we need to type, like we will say sign in with Google, and Google G is needs to be capital, and after that I'm gonna duplicate this, and this is going to be we are gonna say sign in with Apple. I believe this is what they have written there. Let's go back onto the browser and let's see, and it's saying sign in with Apple. Now we need two things. We need this Google icon and this Apple icon. Let's refresh that. We have these two icons here now. So I will come up here, and I will inspect this icon, this one, this Google icon from here. I'm going to copy that from here, and I will come back here, and inside the btn I'm going to paste that. This is our Google icon, this one. If I go back and refresh, we have this Google icon. It's bigger right now. We are going to fix that. And after that, we need one more icon, that is the Apple one. I'm going to inspect that, and I'm going to copy that from here. So this is a quick thing that you can do, and the other thing is you can add the SVG, or you can like design your own icons, or you can copy that from the Google. So this is a simple trick, like how you can copy this from here, from a website. So I will come up here and I will refresh. So right now we have an issue, like we can't see our design into right now. If I do, it's not coming in the flex format, it's in a row. We want that into a column. So I will come up here, and right now this is, we have the flex, and flex auto. Okay, let's do things here. We are gonna say max width, that is going to be 364 pixels, and after that we are gonna say padding, uh, we are gonna say padding hyphen left, that is going to be 32 pixels, and after that we are gonna say padding right, that is also gonna be 32 pixel, or you can write down this in one line as well. So after that we are gonna say margin, that is going to be auto, to like make them in the center right now. Can you see like this? and there is the padding. Can you see? And if you don't know like where is the padding, you can come up here and you can here. Can you see? This is the padding on the box model. You can by hovering up here, you can see the padding. So it's equal on the left and right. And after that, we need to say that display is going to be flex. And after that, we are gonna say flex basis, and that is going to be auto. And after that, we are gonna say flex direction, that is going to be column. And after that, there is one more thing that we need to do right now. We need to do the border radius as well. We are gonna say border hyphen radius, that is going to be um let me think. Okay, border radius is going to be 20 pixels. Here you go. Okay, can you see? This is looking good now. And do we need the border radius? No, we don't need the border radius right now. No. I will copy up this and I will come back here, and in my CSS I'm gonna say dot card hyphen body, and I will paste that here. Let me configure that and beautify. Here we go. I will come back here onto the browser and I will refresh. It's into the center right now. So um, next thing is our card title. We are gonna work on our card title, and let me open up that, and it's the H2. So we are gonna say on the H2 like font size, that is going to be 31 pixels, and after that we need color that we need to pass, and the color of this one is E7 E9 EA. This is the color they are using, this one. So I'm using the same one. Maybe the font is not the same, but the rest thing is same. And one more thing that I have to do, I need to type line height, that is going to be 36 pixels. Okay, can you see? We have the line height. Here is the difference, you can see by turning on and off. I'm gonna copy that, and I will come back into my CSS, and I'm gonna say dot card hyphen title, and after that we have the h2. Can you see we have this card title, and inside that we have the h2, and I will paste that inside here. Beautify here. I have a very bad habit, like if my code is not aligned, it's my very bad habit. Like it's up to you, you can say good or bad habit. Like I have to do, I have every time when I save my code, I need to make my code beautify. Here you go, it's implemented. Okay, the next thing that we need to work on, we need to work on these buttons, on this button and the SVG. So I'm gonna say that button font size. First of all, we need to say font size. By default, it's 16. We are gonna say it's gonna be 14 pixels, and after that we are gonna give color, that is going to be hash 3C and 4043. And after that we need to give some letter spacing as well, that is going to be 0.25 pixels. So can you see the change here? I'm writing here and the change is here. Can you see this one? So normally I like to do the code here so you can see the results as well, like instead of typing in my code directly. So I like to do the coding here as well, like when I'm working on my client projects. Normally I do directly coding into the VS Code, and sometimes if I have to see the live results, like if I get stuck somewhere, I like to do the coding here, so you can see the visual as well. So it's up to you, like you want to directly do the coding there or you want to do that here, like in the inspect. Okay, next thing that we need to do is that is going to be width of the our button, and that is going to be 300 pixels. Can you see? It's looking much better, similar to this one. So we are gonna make that exactly similar to that one. And after that, the width, and after that we are gonna say display is going to be flex. So we can make them like align into the center. Like if there is a text, if I'm not using the flex, the icon is gonna be up or down and the text is gonna be up and down. They will not get aligned. So if we need to get aligned that into the center and vertically and horizontally, we need to enable the flex first of all, and after that we need to say align items, that is going to be center, and after that we need to push them into the center, justify content center. Can you see it's here? So if I remove that, can you see this is the difference? That's why we use the align item center and the flex. If I remove the flex, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna implement on here. So this must be enable in order to work with this one. So I'm gonna copy this one and I will come back into my VS Code, and here I'm gonna say dot card hyphen body, and we are, can you see we are in the card body, and after that that is our button. And inside button I'm gonna paste my code, and let me save that and let's go back there. So if I refresh that, it's implemented onto the second one as well because both are buttons. Next is we have the SVG. SVG is bigger. Can you see there SVG is small and our one is bigger. So we need to make this small now. So right now it's using this SVG. We need to override this SVG, or we can go with this one. Okay, let me fix that. So we are gonna say height, that is going to be 18 pixels, and after that we are gonna say margin right now. Can you see there is no space between them? There is very small space, and I'm gonna say margin right, that is going to be 8 pixels. And after that, can you see there is a space now? And the next thing that we need to do is minimum width, that is gonna be 18 pixels. And again, I'm gonna say width is also going to be 18 pixels. One second. So I can disable the height, like I have the minimum width here, so I can go with this one. I don't need to specify the height here. I will come up here, and the next thing is I'm gonna just paste that here, and I'm gonna copy this one, and I'm gonna say inside that there is a SVG. So let me beautify this code, configure and beautify. I don't know why it's always saying there's like there is a shortcut key normally I use, and that helps me to beautify my code. Let's go back onto the browser after saving. If I refresh that, can you see it's perfectly fine, similar to this one. Okay, there is one thing we are missing, that is okay, we have missed one thing, that is our border radius. So I'm gonna say border radius, that is going to be 20 pixels. That's perfectly fine. Now it's look like similar to this one. So I'm gonna copy the border radius again, and from here, and let's get back to our code, and here I'm gonna paste that. So we are done with this one. The next thing is we are gonna work on this OR and the input field and these two. So let's get back into our code, and let me close button. And after the button, we are gonna say we need h4, and inside the h4 we are gonna type OR. It's in the small letters, not the capital. And after the h4, what we need a div with the name of, we are gonna say container email container. And after that I'm gonna give a class with the name of mb4, and inside that we are gonna say we have an input, and type is gonna be email. Like if you need to give type, you need to put semicolon and after that the email. So can you see it's gonna it's gonna create your email. So I'm gonna say email, and id is going to be the email. And after that there is one more thing that we have to do, that is like there is a class name in the css that is called class, and form control, that is gonna put by default css on our input field. Let's go back into the browser and reload. So can you see this is our input right now here? I will come back here, and if I type here let's say forms, let's go into the overview. And here, can you see these are the fields? It's pre-built things here: input, type, email, class, form control. So that's why it's look like similar to this one. So now we need to work on this h4 first of all, so we can move on to the next one. So let me go into my code, and I'm gonna say h4. We are not gonna use any h4, that's why I'm directly targeting to the h4. So if you are like working on a big project, don't directly target to the h4. It's gonna implement it's gonna implement on every h4 that's inside your project. So I'm gonna say color, and color is gonna be white. Okay, now let's come up here in the h4. I'm gonna say class, and inside that there is a class name with the name of deflex. and this is the there is a CSS called display flex, and this is the short form of that. Like we can use the dflex, that is equal to display flex. So I'm gonna save that, and let's get back to here onto our code, and let me refresh. Right now it's still here. I will let you know why we are using the display flex, because we need to put lines, these two lines right on left and right. So that's why I'm using this one. So let's get back onto the code, and I'm gonna say h4 and h4, I'm gonna say after, and h4, that is going to be uh, this one is going to be before, and after that we are gonna say after colon curly brackets, and inside that I'm gonna say content is going to be empty, and after that we are gonna say flex, that is going to be 1 and 1, and the next thing that is we need a border at the bottom. So we are going to say 2 pixels, and that is going to be solid, and after that we are going to put the border color, that is going to be 333639, and let me save that. Oh, before saving, there is one more thing that I have to do: margin, and from the top bottom that is going to be auto, and from left right we need to give the bottom 10 pixels so we can see the space between the text and the lines. So let's come back here. Let me save that. Can you see this is here now? And if I hover here, can you see? That's why we give this margin. Like if there is no margin, we can't see that. This is gonna be like this one. So that's why. Can you see we did the flex? So we can flex 101, so we can see that here. So that's why we are using the flex here, because inside the before we need to use this flex. That's why we are using that. So inside that, let's see, we have a flex row, that is 1, flex shrink, that is 1, and flex spaces is 0. So this is a shorthand property of these three. So the next thing that we need to work on, that is our this part. We need to work on our input part. So let's come back here, and we have this input here. And before working onto the input, can you see here the label is inside that. When we are clicking in here, it's going on above. So what we have to do, we need to come up here, and we need to say label, and that is going to be, we're gonna say for this is for email, and after that we need to give a class name that is going to be form hyphen label, and inside that we are gonna put text, that is phone, and after that email or user name, similar to this one. Can you see phone, email, or username? So this is what we have write down for this. Right now it's here. So what we have to do, we need to do some CSS here on this. So first of all, what we are gonna do here, we have a email, we have a class with the name of email container, or we can do one more thing. We can say um, position relative. This is a bootstrap class, and after that, let's save that. And the next thing that we need to do is we need to work on this email. We are going to pick up this ID, and it's up to you. Like you can target like email container, and there is an email inside that. It's up to you, or you can directly target by using the email name, like email ID. So email, and after that you can write. Or what you can do, you can use this email container and this class name email container, and inside that you can say there is a email tag. Sorry, input tag, input, and after that we are going to write the CSS. We are going to say background color, that is going to be transparent. Right now, can you see there the background is not transparent? Let me save that. The background is now transparent. The next thing that we need to do is we are going to say border radius, that is going to be no border, only border, and I'm gonna say 1 pixels, and that is going to be solid, and after that we need to change the color. Right now it's can you see it's right now it's white. We want this a little bit off white, not exactly the 100% white. So that is going to be RGB, and that is going to be, we need to change the values a little bit. That is going to be 253, and 253, and after that we are gonna say 253. Same thing for the last one, Let me remove this comma because we are going to use the alpha value as well. So we are going to say 21%. Let me save that. Let's come back here. Can you see it's blurred now? And after that we need to say color, like whatever the text is inside that, that needs to be white. And I'm gonna say FFF white. And after that we are gonna say padding. We need to give padding that is going to be 10 pixels. Let me save that and let me reload. Can you see the size has been increased? And there is one more thing that we need to do is we need to give some height as well. That is going to be 60 pixels. Let me come back here and let me reload. Okay, it's beautiful now, similar to this one. It's bigger, similar to that. Now what we have to do, we need to put this phone label inside this one. So what we can do, we will come up here and we are gonna say email container. And can you see on this email container we have a position relative. So again we are gonna say dot email container, and inside that we have a label. We are gonna target that one. So we are gonna say label colon curly bracket, sorry, and after that I'm gonna say position, that is going to be position relative. Oops, there are two dot, let me remove that, position relative. And after that we are gonna say top is going to be 5%. And after that there is left, that is going to be 15 pixels. And transform, we are going to use the transform now. Transform is going to be transform and translate, and translate is going to be y, on the y-axis we want that, and we're going to say 50%. And I will show you why we are doing that. Like when we are going to click on here, like can you see when we are going to click, it's moving up. So that's why we are writing this code. Like once this is click, we want this to be on y-axis minus 50. Okay, the next thing is gonna be font size. That is font size is for the label. Let's do the 16 pixel. I believe that is by default 16 pixel, but as the caution, let's give out the font size 16 pixels. The next thing that I need to do transition, and transition is going to be like that is going to be all, like on the all of the properties, and it's going to be 0.2 s, and after that it's going to be ease. And there are a few more properties that we need to do. That is going to be pointer, and that is going to be pointer events. We want to say that pointer events needs to be none. And after that we need to give color for the label. That is going to be hash 71767b. Let me save that and let's come back here. Let me reload. Can you see that it's looking much better now? But still it's not there where we want to see that. Let me see if we have missed anything. Okay, let's get back into the code, and here this is going to be 50%. And after that what we have to do here, what we are gonna do, we are gonna copy this one, and I'm gonna say email container. And inside the email container there is an input, and we want that on focus, when it's focus. And I want the label one, label. And I'm gonna duplicate this. So what we are doing, we are gonna say that when the input is focused and the input is valid, what we want to do, we want like to apply this CSS on our input. Like once this is like focus or someone click here, we want this to be we want to do something on here. Let's get back into our code. I'm gonna let me close this. This is in here. Okay. Now I will come up here, and I will say top, that is going to be 10 px. And after that I'm gonna say the font size, it's going to be 12 px. And the color name is going to be color, and I'm gonna say color is going to be hash 3498dp. Let me save that, and let's get back to here and let me save that. Okay, right now it's bottom here. We want this to be inside that. Okay, right now this is not inside that. Let me check what we have missed. Oh, this is position relative, and we have used the position relative. That's why it's not inside that. So we're gonna say this needs to be inside position absolute. And if I come back here and reload, can you see it's on the top now? So we need to write some JS code as well, like when someone is typing inside this one. So we want to show. So right now it's on the top by default. So we want this to be in the center. So we need to write down some JS code as well for this. And right now let's do the finish the CSS. So can you see that we are telling that once it's focus and there is a valid input, then move this to the top, but it's still moving to the top. For that purpose, we need to write some CSS, some JS code as well. But for now, let's finish up this one. I'm gonna say email, again the email container, and after that, I'm gonna say input, and I'm gonna use the not one here, and inside that I'm gonna say like when it's not focus, and after that I'm gonna say valid plus and when it's not focus and the input is valid, then what we want to do at that time. We are gonna say color needs to be, we want to change the color as well when it's not focus and the input is valid, and we want to say the color is going to be this. Let me save that and let me come back here. Can you see that? So it's still thinking there is some kind of input, and that's why it's not blue. So we are gonna cover up that in the JS part, like when we are gonna write the JS code. So I will come up here, and what I'm gonna do, I will write some JS here. I will say script, and I'm gonna say source, and I'm gonna say app.js. I will save that, and let me open up the app.js. It's here now. I created the file. Can you see it's here? And I will write up the code now. Let me split the screen. So I have the code, and I'm gonna quickly copy and paste the code here that I have write for the JS, so I can explain that because it's getting lengthy, so I can quickly explain you. So right now, can you see we have gathered the email input. We are saying document get element by ID, and if we talk about that, can you see we have this ID email here, and after that we are saying email label, this one, label one. We are saying document query dot selector email container, like there is a email container class, and inside that there is a label. We are gonna say that pick up this one. So after that we have this add event listener, and we are here using the variable. This one we are saying check on this, like in the input value, it's like the variable is, if it's not empty, then we are saying style needs to be 10 pixels, and after that we are saying email label style font size, that is going to be 12 pixels, and the email label dot style, this one, we are applying this stuff on this email label style is going to be this one. Else if this is like it's not empty, in case if this is empty, what gonna do, we are telling them like email style needs to be 50%, the one that we write in the CSS, and font size this needs to be 16 pixels, and after that email style color, we have defined all of these things in the app.css. This one, can you see we are saying by default, like if it's the input is not empty, then implement this one. If input is like empty, then implement this one. So after that we have another thing, email input focus. So we write down this code like when the input is focus, we want that to move top, like our label needs to be on move on top. So this one, in this case it's implementing this one, and font size and all of these. Now this one, email input add event listener blur, that means like when someone focus and click out the box, what we want to check like email input value, if it's equal to empty, what we want this to get back. Let me show you. Let me save that, and let's get back onto our code, and let me reload that, and let me, oh, it's not picking up. Why? There is something that I have missed. Okay, now it's staying on to the top, and next thing is like when we are clicking on this input, like when it's focusing, we are focusing on this. Can you see it's white? So we want to change this, and we need to like make this important, and we are gonna override that, and after that there is a border as well, and we are gonna say important, this one, and after that we have this color as well, and that is also going to be important, and we are going to put the important as well here. And there is one more thing, can you see this box shadow? We need to get rid of this box shadow as well, so we are going to say box shadow is going to be none, and this is also going to be important. Okay, can you see there is no box shadow now? And I'm going to copy that, and I will come back into CSS code here, and this one I'm gonna paste that here. It's done. Let me save that. And right now, if I click here, it's there now. But still, can you see when I'm clicking out, it's here. When I'm clicking in, it's here. So the next thing is like we need to fix this. Like when it's reload, it's showing that it's on the top. So it's thinking that there is some kind of input. So what we can do, we can come up here and we can say required. Like we don't want any null field. It's on null, it's thinking like it's a valid field. So it's, can you see on reload it's there. If I type something it will stay there, but if I remove that and if I come out, it's back here. So we are done with this one, and let's go back onto the browser, and we need to work on this one now. Okay, let's get back into the code, and now what we have to do, we need to work on to our last parts. So we are done with this div, and let me close this one, and now I'm gonna say button, and after the button we need some class btn, and after that we need a class with the name of btn hyphen, that is going to be light, and we need mb4, like we need some margins at the bottom, and hit tab, and I'm gonna say next, and after that we need one more btn. I'm gonna copy that from here, and I'm gonna duplicate this one here. So I'm gonna say btn light, instead of light I'm gonna say btn transparent, and after that this is going to be mb5, and we're gonna say border, we need like some border as well. Let me do that later. Let's go back onto our code. Let me refresh. Oh, this is the original one. Let me go back here. Let me copy this and let me paste that here. Can you see we have this, but there is no border around here. Like, can you see this forget password? We can't see any kind of border here. So let's come back here, and we are gonna say that first of all this is needs to be this text needs to be forget password, and after that we need to say border, we want to give some border, and we'll come back here onto the browser. Let me reload. Can you see we have a border now? And let's come back here, and now I'm gonna say border, and border is going to be, I'm gonna say border is gonna be dark, and there is a class name subtle. So if I come back here, let me reload. Why it's not border dark subtle? Let me check if it's implemented or no. Here, can you see it's implemented? Okay, that was white. Now it's a little dull. So let me close that. Let's go back here, and after that we need to make text color needs to be white. Let's go back here. Here, can you see? And there is one more thing that we need to do on this forget password. We need to come up hover, and on the hover we need to implement some properties. We are gonna say background color. So let's pick up the blue, or let's pick up the white, and we need to lower the opacity of this white color. So let me choose the RGB, and let me reduce this. This is gonna be similar to this one. Can you see when you are hovering there is a hover effect? So we are doing the same thing here. So let me make this reduce. That is going to be 1 0. That is much better. Now if I let me copy this whole thing from here, and let me, can you see there is a beautiful now, so beautiful hover effect. Now let's get back into our code, and we have write down some btn codes. Okay, no, we can write down that at the bottom. So I'm gonna say btn hyphen transparent, and after that I'm gonna say hover, on hover, this one, on this btn. I believe there is no other btn transparent class, so that's it. So I'm gonna remove this one. So let me remove this one. This is one that is gonna impact, I'm gonna say important. Let me go back and reload. And if I hover here, can you see it's implemented? Now there is one last thing that we need to do, that is don't have an account. Let's do that, and after that we will be good to go. Our design will be done. And I will show you the responsiveness as well of our website and of this login page, sorry. And I'm gonna say uh, don't have. First of all, let's do class, and that is going to be mb5, and after that we need to we need to pass text that is going to be don't have an account, and after that we need to use the a tag here, and we are going to say hash, and after that inside the a tag we are going to say if you don't have the account, sign up, and up, this one. Okay, now let's go into the browser and let me close this and let me reload. Can you see this is done now? And there is one thing that is left there. Can you see on hover there is a on hover there is a line, but here it's showing without hovering. So what we can do, we can go back into the our code. Let's go on to the top, and after the body, what we can do, we can say a tag, and that is going to be we are gonna say text decoration, that is going to be none, and we are going to say on hover we want the text decoration. Text decoration, that is going to be underline, and there is one more thing that we have to do. We have missed that before, asterisk, and after that we are going to say margin is going to be 0, and padding is going to be 0. And there is one more thing that we need to do, the box sizing. I forgot at the start. So we can see the exact result after that. That is going to be border box. Let me save that. Let's go back onto the browser. Let me reload. So can you see? But still underline is not coming. Text decoration. Oops, it's none. Important. Let me remove the important from here. Now, can you see? There is we can see that, and there is one more thing on this, on the p tag right now. Can you see on the p tag the color is changed? So let's come back here and we'll say p, and inside the p tag we are gonna say the color is going to be, let me remove that hash, that is going to be 717b. Let me save that. Let's go back. Oops, this one. Can you see it's there? Now let's check like if it's responsive or no. So right now this is here. Let me make this small. Here you go. Can you see? It's responsive. So that's it. That's how you're gonna create your Twitter login page onto your website. So if you like my video, kindly please do subscribe and do like as well, and do some comment as well. And to stay updated with my latest video, hit the bell icon as well. See you in the next lecture. Take care. Bye bye.